Hello everyone. Hello Miguda. Habari gani?
Niko salama ndugu Benson, uko aje?
Mi niko salama, labda pahali uliko.
Sisi pia tuko salama huku, niko salama. Naona tuko msimu wa jua,
Eh,
summertime.
oh, uko summertime.
Nadhani summertime.
Oh, okay. Na siku yako imekuwa aje?
Siku yangu leo ni Jumanne, tumekuwa sawa.
Mm.
Tunapambana tu na hali ya maisha huku mtaani.
Unajua
Eh,
lazima upambane kwa sababu ukishazaliwa katika hii dunia lazima ukuwe mtu ambaye anaweza pambana na maisha ili unaona upate cha kukula. Unajua huwezi kaa tu unasubiri. Hiyo
cha
inaweza
muhimu ni cha kukula.
na pia unajua pia ukikaa sana, nakumbuka zile nyakati za kitambo, nyumbani ukikaa sana watakuambia wewe ni mvivu ama ni gani wanasema? Ni uvivu ama nini?
Vile umesema hivyo.
Okay, hiyo mzuri sana. Asante sana Judith, na kuona hapo, na tunashukuru. Miguda, unajua bado tunaendelea na recap of what happened. Bado tunajadili tu mambo ambayo zilifanyika katika wiki iliyopita ama katika tena hii wiki. Jana pia tuliona sarakasi kubwa sana pale katika bunge la Senate wakati Mbadi aliitwa pale kujibu maswali kuhusu swala tata ya Adani. Hiyo tutazungumzia kidogo pia. Unajua sikukuwa najua ati mimi ni msuba. Nimekuja kugundua juzi kwamba mimi wazazi wangu ama wazee wetu wana historia kubwa na Suba. So mimi ni msuba. So ni kwamba mimi na Mbadi tunatoka ukoo moja wa Suba. So sisi ndio tumepata
Mimi
siasa.
nimepata finance.
Sasa lazima tunaifurahia.
Wewe
Kwa
na
hiyo
Mbadi na Silas Jakakimba.
sasa sisi na Mbadi, Silas Jakakimba, unaona? Watu wazito hao.
Karoli Omondi.
Karoli Omondi. So
Hata the bad girl Mindia Adhiambo.
sasa hao ni watu wetu. Sasa hiyo ndio ukoo yangu sasa.
Hata
Lakini
mimi unajua mamangu ni Msoba.
eh,
Sasa damu ya Suba iko ndani ya mishipa yangu kabisa kabisa kabisa.
okay, sasa sisi itabidi nimetafuta hao mandugu wangu niongee nao
Mimi sasa wewe ni mjomba wangu.
wacha kwanza tuende kwa kina Silas Jakakimba watuidhinishe rasmi. Wakishatuweka hapo ndio sasa tukue. Hebu sasa kabla tujaendelea sana, kuna habari tudogo ambao mimi nataka kukuelezea. Kwanza kabisa nilikuwa napitia tu katika habari nikaona kwamba kuna mama ambaye alikuwa ameenda kufanya kazi kule Saudi Arabia, nadhani anatoka Kiambu. Amepoteza maisha yake, lakini inasema kupoteza kwa maisha yake ni kwamba mdosi wake ama mkubwa wake hakukuwa anamtendea vizuri so ni kitu ambacho bado labda inaangaziwa, lakini hii mambo ya madada zetu kuenda Saudi Arabia mama zetu, unajua watu wanaenda tu kutafuta riziki, lakini saa zingine inakuwa ni uchungu sana ukipata unaenda kutafuta riziki, lakini ukirudi nyumbani labda mtu anarudi kama tu ni maiti, si kitu, anarudi kama ni marehemu. Haipatii sana nchi picha nzuri sana, na ni swala ambayo inafaa iangaziwe sana kwa makini kabisa, kwa sababu ni kila wakati unapata mtu akienda lazima matokeo ikuwe mabaya, unaona? So inakaa ni kibaya sana. Ya pili, pia najua wewe utakuwa na habari tudogo. Unakumbuka wakati ambapo tulikuwa na maandamano ya kizazi kipya cha Gen Z? Nadhani unakumbuka vizuri. Na nakumbuka kuna
Nilikuwa mstari wa mbele, sasa nakumbuka.
eh, sasa kuna siku rais wa Kenya alikuwa kule Kurosoi, alikuwa kule Kurosoi, sorry,
Kuresoi,
alikuwa na project pale inaitwa Karinget, yeah?
Keringet
Eh, unajua venye alisema alikuwa anasema kwamba Ford Foundation ndio watu ambao walikuwa
wanachochea.
wanachochea ama walikuwa wanatoa pesa kidogo ili watu waende maandamano. Jana jana alikuwa anasema mambo tofauti sana. Huyu ni rais wetu. Yeah, so hiyo ni ita nashindwa sana, unajua hivyo, hiyo ndio rais yetu anasema kule. Sijui kama naweza pata one of the let me see if I can get that uh, aha, sijaipata, lakini ni kitu ambacho naangazia, lakini ukienda kwa Twitter yake ama alisema venye hawa watu wana nini demokrasia. Hiyo pia iko hapo. So, pia kuna msichana ambaye alikuwa intern, daktari, alikuwa intern pale Gatundu Level 4 Hospital ambao alitoa uhai wake. Bado hatujui chanzo ni nini, lakini inauma sana ukipata msichana mdogo na kwa hiyo rika ama katika hiyo miaka anatoa uhai, inakuwa ni si mzuri sana kwa jamii, hata kwa mafamilia, ni uchungu sana. So hiyo pia tuko nayo hapa. Labda kutoka kwako wewe uko na gani ambao unaweza sema?
Vitu zinafanyika mingi hapa kwetu huko Kenya.
Mhm.
Kwa mfano naweza sema hao wadada wetu ambao wanaotafuta riziki huko ng'ambo,
Mm.
haswa hizo nchi kama za Waarabu.
Yeah.
Sijafurahia sana kwa sababu najua ingawa ni njia ya kutafuta riziki juu hapa nchini ni kama imekosekana,
Mhm.
lakini naweza sema kwa lugha ya kimombo hiyo ni modern slavery.
Yeah.
Sasa ni tu vile sasa wanalipwa tu kidogo,
Mm.
na unakilinganisha maisha yetu, sisi tunaishi huku, tunaishi tu vizuri hata kuliko vile wako huko, wanateseka sana.
Mm.
Hiyo ni ukosefu ya kazi hapa nchini. Sasa kama serikali wanafaa kuhakikisha kwamba watu wamepata kazi, na unapata tena serikali na haidi watu ya kwamba ati kuanzia mwaka ujao sijui atasafirisha tena watu wengine waende wafanye huko kazi huko hizo nchi za Arabuni.
Mm.
Ni si kitu nzuri sana. Sasa sisi kama kizazi kipya tunakemea hayo matamshi ya serikali.
Mm.
Na leo pia nimetazama huyo mjomba wangu John
Eh.
Mbadi. John Mbadi alikuwa anasema ya kwamba ati yeye ile contract ambaye Adani walifanya na KAA
Eh.
ilikuwa safi sana na inalingana na sheria zetu za nchini. Sasa ni
Eh.
kama Mbadi leo amekubaliana kwamba hiyo Adani KAA deal ni kitu nzuri sana ambaye hata haijawahi fanyika tangu tupate uhuru.
Eh. Na
Alafu hiyo uh,
sema tu. Eh.
alafu hiyo story ulikuwa unasema hiyo story ya huyo mwanafunzi mwenye
Eh.
amekufa.
Mm.
Hali ya maisha imekuwa ngumu, lakini sasa serikali pia inafaa kutazama vijana. Vijana kuna vile wametengwa na hii serikali. Serikali tu, hata hawa private sector, tukienda kutafuta kazi kuna vile wanakuangalia tu, wewe ni chipukizi,
Mm.
bado hauna experience, lakini ingawa kuna ujuzi juu umesomea, wanafaa kuangalia vijana. Vijana wanateseka. Hiyo ni tu kesi moja ambayo inajulikana. Sasa kwa mfano, unadhani watu ngapi ambaye hawajulikani? Ja, huyu amjulikani, huyu alikuwa ni daktari. Sasa kuna wale hata ambao hawakwenda shule na maisha imewalemea, wanachukua maisha yao. Sasa serikali inafaa kuangalia vijana vile
Sa
mimi naona.
and that that also reminds us of mental health, you know, and I think one of the things that right now our country should also uh, um, put in consideration as mental health to be one of the most killer of many young people, because people go through depression. So that is
People go
something,
through depression.
yeah, they should so much invest in how to see that people have very good health in terms of things to do with mental health and counseling and all that. that is that. And for those who are watching us, thank you so much, and you are highly welcome to the show and be part of the family by subscribing. We are very much grateful for supporting us each and every day we come on live. We don't take it for granted, and we appreciate you so much. And may God bless you, and may God continue blessing you for taking your time to be with us today. uh, we want to dive in about what Ketu Waruguru said um, during the weekend. And one of the things she said was Ruto must go and you are one term president. And this is not the first time it's being said. I can remember there was a time Edwin Sifuna also had a presser. Um, he said that be rest assured that president is going to be one term. I also remember Boniface Mwangi, one time he was at Spice FM, he said that. And who else? There's also somebody here who said that I will remember him. And each of them were giving their side of the story why they feel that the president is going to be one-term president. Maybe Miguda, what is your take?
Brother Benson, that is very simple. That is
Mhm.
that is the language of opposition.
Yeah.
So normally opposition speak that language. I remember the time before 2017 elections, the
Mhm.
ODM brigade, they used to they used to campaign the so-called ODM Fresh when they were rebranding ODM
Yeah.
towards the 2017 elections. They were saying that Uhuru Kenyatta is a one-term president, and even there were some quotes in coastal region that we are going to visit this, we are going to go to the country. We'll ensure that through air, sea, by roads, Uhuru Kenyatta is going to be the first one-term president in Kenya.
Mm.
So I think Ketu Waruguru is speaking the language of opposition. Maybe that is where they are heading to, because as things stand out, Mr. President is no longer interested with the marriage between him and Rigiji. So for those people who are behind Rigiji, they are already in opposition, opposing the current regime of president. So by Ketu Waruguru telling us that Ruto is a one-term president, that's the language of opposition. ODM has said it before for Uhuru, but Uhuru served for 2 terms. So Ketu Waruguru she's within political rights to oppose the government because they have been denied access to the state resources. The way they have been claiming that the office of the deputy president is not being funded in accordance with the provisions in the law. There are some tenders which TDG is not authorized to take part into, or there may be some, because you had the issue of coffee and tea that they were supposed to be auctioned at cost, and the Rigigi's company was supposed to take that, and they were stopped because, so it means the interest is no longer being served. The marriage, the priest has left, everybody's going their own way. So for those people who are heading to opposition to oppose the current regime, they must speak the language of opposition.
Mm.
Very normal politics.
Okay, but
So
now
by how soon?
let's by far you personally, because you are in both of us are in the country and we are seeing how the politics is developing or how the things are currently, the situation of currently. What would be your take, you as a person? Let's forget about what Ketu Waruguru said and just come as a person and you're looking, do you see the possibility of him being one-term president?
Personally, it was very possible if
Mm,
at all, even the likes of PPG and Ketwarguri could be honest with us. When we wanted to make him one-term president, they regrouped. They look for Raila. They look for, so once the politicians have regrouped, it's now very hard to remove them from the office. If they could have agreed and they joined us in the movement, we could have made him one-term president. It was very possible. But now their interest comes first before the interest of the country. So by saying that William is a one-term president, It was very possible if the people, right now, Brother Benson,
Mm,
if at all they can reinstate Reggie into his office and they can give him access to government tenders, they can give him access to the needs, they can give him the privileges of deputy president briefings, he will shut up. So
mm.
it means they are not genuine in their quest for one-term president. So what am I saying from my point of view? They have made it impossible for us to make William to one-term president. So I don't think by them pulling apart, William Ruto is going to be a one-term president. Because you have had people like Raila, they are saying that Ruto must go. What next? They're asking at Ruto one-term president. There are some questions. If you go to Bunge la Wananchi, people are saying one-term president for what? For who? Because they are saying that if it is Kalenjin's time, it is now one-term president. But when it was Kikuyu's time, no one was talking about one-term president. So why is that when Kalenjins are in power, they talk about one-term president? I remember by the time even Moi was in power, there was coup attempt to remove Moi. So what is this thing that about Kalenjins that they are being made one-term president? So you can find that there are some arrangements going on with the political class that they want to make sure that William Ruto is not going to be a one-term president. But let me tell you, removing Ruto, we are saying that a united Mount Kenya, if they are very, very honest, they can remove William Ruto. If they can find friends outside Mount Kenya, then they combine forces to remove him. But you cannot remove Ruto at the interest of one person, Rigathi Gachagua, that you want to serve his interest, then you want to remove the president. It is not possible to some extent to be realistic on my point of view. Removing William Ruto, for instance, let us look at the arithmetic of Nairobi City. The dominants in Nairobi are the Kikuyus, Luos, and lawyers, partly
But
Kambas.
let be good. Let's just we all the arithmetics. I agree with you on all arithmetics, but now I'm asking you based on when you look at the analysis or when you look at the things that are going, because there's so many things that are happening. First of all, look at even with the funding model that we have in um, universities. It's something that is bringing so much confusion. Because remember, there was a time, even Onyonka, the senator for Kisii, that somebody had twins. They almost scored yeah, the same grades. Yeah, but they are placed in different bundles. You know, and one of the things that they were considering the household, maybe how much you are earning, and the two of them are from the same father, the same father, same place school in the same. But when it comes to placement in the bundles, two different bundles, paying different fee from the same family. That is one. Look at even what is happening in the health sector. For instance, we are moving from NHIF to Shift. But if you look at what is happening with the Shift, is that there's a company that has been given the tender to provide those services. With Safaricom getting only 10%, the other companies, the two companies are getting 90. So you ask yourself, like, does it mean that some of the things that government cannot provide, let's say that NHIF, we were paying it to the NHIF, yeah, the government was not getting any other percentage out of offering that services. But you see now we are doing that, you know, and you find that at the end of the day, will it deliver the services that the Kenyans really want? And let us look at in terms of the effects, the things that affect the people. Let's get out of the political kind of, in your own assessment as a Kenyan, do you feel he should be the one-term president based on what is happening? Forget about the
Now,
political side of it.
okay. Now you have framed your question very clearly
Yeah.
on the perspective of myself and the how it affects the common man in terms of economics, right? That now you have framed your question very well, and I can answer you. Not
Yeah.
that I'm saying that it's not going to be one-term president because of the political arithmetic. My point was very clear that even me, the way we are reasoning with you is a bit different.
Yeah.
As there's no way you can be elected. There was no way to elect William Ruto because William Ruto has, in fact, each and every sector he has affected. People are crying. Look at lecturer strike, the new funding model for the university. Look at terms of even agriculture. Look at each and every sector. There's no sector which is doing well. Health sector. the shift of NIF to shift. Yeah. So you see, there was no way William Ruto was going to be elected if he was left alone. But again, also we have to be factual that our politics is more of local and tribal based. You had what was Singishu women was no, the deputy speaker was saying yesterday that there's no way Rigathi Gachagua will disturb William Ruto while she is in charge in that National Assembly. So they have gone back to their people to seek sympathy that our son is being targeted. Our son, they want to impeach. What Rigiji is doing is the same thing Ruto is doing look at people like Sudi. The people have gone back to their villages, and the way we are reasoning here is not the similar way those common people or the so-called average voters think. You see, the average voters will people like Raila supporters. They say, oh, baba akisema Ruto ni sawa, yeye ni mweupe kama pamba. Baba amesema. If you go to Rift Valley, the Kalenjins, they have been castigating Ruto from time memorial, but when it come to election, they elect him. So in our own analysis, I can say it doesn't deserve even a first term. It doesn't even deserve to be re-elected. But now, based on our politics and the history of our politics, he might make a comeback depending on how they will arrange their politics with the so-called political leaders. Some people will go back to their backyard. They're confused. You have had people like John Mbadi defending William Ruto. So the question: how can John Mbadi defend William Ruto? Because you see, these are the people who could have sided with the people. They could have not joined the government so that to make William Ruto one-term president. So you cannot make him one-term president based on how the economy is affecting you directly or misaffecting directly. Even the lecturers who are striking, Brother Benson, the lecturers who are striking the other day, there are some people who they listen to Raila like God. There's a certain lecturer, I don't want to mention his name. Raila, to him, Raila is everything. So how do you expect him not to follow Raila if Raila will tell the people to vote for William Ruto? So sometimes, and these politicians, they understand us very well that the people have forgotten what they promised the previous elections. Now people are eager. People are very curious about 2027. Now they are taking us that direction. Look at the people of Mount Kenya. They were the people who are crying that this government is overtaxing them. This government is doing a demolition of houses in Nairobi, and those houses belong to the Kikuyus. Today, they're saying, "Oh, Rigiji is our son." So you see such kind of thinking. If you can shift our thinking, then William Ruto will be one-term president. But if you have the similar thinking, whereby you think along the tribal lines and along we worship our leaders, William Ruto cannot be one-term president.
Okay, thank you so much. And you've talked of something that is very, 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 very much important when you mentioned the name of the CS and even defending the Adani deal. You know, if all of us, majority of Kenyans are against this Adani deal, and including the professionals, if it could have been let's say somebody who is not professional in terms of academic qualification, majority of senior counsels, people, Kenyans who are well versed when it comes to laws, international law, signing those treaties and all that, people who are very expert are saying this deal is not good for the country, and they are citing the side effects of it. And none of them is saying that we don't want to upgrade the airport. If you listen to all the professionals talking about the airport, everybody is talking about expansion of the airport, which means everybody's in agreement with it. But what people or the majority of Kenya are criticizing, the process in which they were arrived at, and it tells you how there is that dealing part of it, the cartelism that somebody is going to get something out of it. It's not going to benefit the country, but it benefits a few individuals. So that's where the problem is. And if you remember very well, Mbadi was one of those that we were told that experts. If somebody has an expertise in an area, one of the things that you should do is to advise where necessary. Yeah. And how can we have like an situation whereby we can minimize our losses, you know, we minimize our losses, and after minimizing our losses, and we maximize the profit. That is what is happening. But this is something that we are not seeing. And I feel, for some good reason, that the Senate also should call the former CS for Treasury, Prof. Njuguna. They should not concentrate on Mbadi, because maybe Njuguna can have more information about Adani than Mbadi. But when you saw yesterday the way Mbadi was throwing tantrum, we call it so, that was was being said. What does it tell you?
Brother Benson, you have brought the issue of international laws.
Yeah,
This thing is not complex. It doesn't
yeah,
need an expert. It doesn't
yeah.
need an expert. It's very simple. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't need someone to go to law school to understand it.
Yes.
There's how these laws, there's convergent and divergent of these international laws. There's how they diverge, there's how they converge. For instance, the issue at stake, I think, is more of a public international law, and it's not like the private issue, because it's a private firm dealing with a nation, Kenya being a republic.
A republic,
So
yes.
yeah, so if it's a knowledge of public international law, this how they are going to converge with a private law. That is the contract in it, the contract part of it, and you understand there's a contract law, so it's more of a private law, not public law. And there's also public international law. So there's how they converge.
In-
And if you remember our issue with the maritime line between the dispute between Kenya and Somali maritime, which was heard in the International Court of Justice, and
Mhm.
the ruling was made in the favor of the Somali people. There were some opinions from the Kenyan people. So I don't think it's much complex that no one can understand that it is public-private program, and it begins with public, then private, then program. I want to put in a layman's understanding that public to me is that there ought to be public participation.
Yeah.
The people ought to have been told. There could be that public knowledge that people could be aware that indeed we want to expand our airport. Then the private comes in, Adani people. By who? By which people? Adani people. So it's a public-private program. So if we are asking questions like the public were never involved, there was no public participation. It was like more of a private individual. It was more of a contract law whereby two individuals have reached to a point and make an agreement where there was an offer and there was an accepted by someone. But here you are dealing with a country. Jomo Kenyatta is a public utility. You cannot just make a contract with an individual. It's like you are doing a contract agreement. You can't make an offer on behalf of the people of Kenya. Then an individual is making an acceptance. That's the Adani people. That's why I say this: how this international law converge. Once you understand how it converge, there's no way you can make a mistake. And the person who was in that docket, Murkomen is a lawyer, and to that extent, he was a lecturer of law. So sometimes I don't know why we tend to take people, we don't tend to take public to be fools. Maybe because we thought that people don't know things. So there was no complexity in that agreement. The question we were asking even yesterday
Yeah.
to CS Mbadi, that the process was not properly followed in accordance with the law.
Yeah.
And even today, you have heard Mbadi was in denial that he said that on 1st March, the Adani make that, they publish it, and the KAA make sufficient. So you see, even Mbadi is not even telling us the actual thing. And from my own understanding,
Mhm.
if it is a matter that touches the public,
Yeah.
and it's a matter that touches a private firm outside the continent, outside the country,
Mhm.
because now if it's go beyond our country, the Dani company, it means that now it is an international. That's why I brought in the issue of public international law, and you converge it with a contract law. So because if there is an agreement between a state and a company, there are many laws converging. Even the company law now comes in. So you see, we ought to have understand the process very well. That's what we are asking. So let them not tell us whatever they're telling us. Let them answer the questions properly. so that people can know that. And also, but they should admit that they did something wrong. They should they should they should apologize to the public that we were wrong in the process. Look at CS Murkomen. He's quiet about this issue, and there were the people who were in the office by that time.
Actually,
Those,
remember even when CS went, who was it? The Churchill went to the Senate the other day, remember? And Onyonka, Senator Onyonka really accused Murkomen of getting some bribe. And Murkomen hasn't, the CS has not responded, by the way. He has kept quiet. And, you know, I don't know why sometimes I don't know how they take Kenyans, or maybe Kenyans are just like people who are there. They will be told, and they will agree with what is taking place. So if you look at all those, because like these are the things that now we are looking at, and they say like because that one it shows that incompetency or deliberate somebody just deliberately, you just decide deliberately to do a mistake knowing very well that I'm doing a mistake, and
yeah, yeah.
and and not putting your country first, because just imagine with the people, because everybody owns Kenya, is not for one person. And leadership, or uh the leadership is the transitional, you might be here today. Let's say, for instance, the administration of President William Ruto will be here for up to 2027, because we never know. Then after 2027, who comes in? Somebody will be coming in. When somebody comes in, what will happen? They will unearth some of these things. Thank you so much, Annie, for joining us. I hope you're doing well. How are you doing from where you are? Just let us know. And when now you look at all this, and with administration, so many court cases that the government has lost, yeah, and you combine it to what Ketu Waruguru was saying, that you must go and you're a one-term president, without looking at the political side of it, that the being factual with what is happening, is the statement true or false? Or does everything that happened justifies what Ketu Waruguru was saying?
This issue of Ketwarguru, I can't admit that it is a true statement.
Yeah.
Though it can be true based on the facts on the ground that people don't want William Ruto.
Mm-hmm.
People don't want the current president. But the question I will ask Ketwarguru, what is your alternative? Because does it mean that Ruto is going, then you are bringing Rigiji? Rigiji is not the alternative. Ruto must go doesn't mean that Ruto is going alone. Ruto must go that everybody, that government is going home. That's why yesterday I proposed that if they want to bring an impeachment motion, let the people who are opposing the impeachment of Rigiji counter with Ruto's impeachment. So they table two impeachment motion in the National Assembly for Rigiji and for William Ruto. So MPs, they can impeach both of them. Not only they will not stop there, they also have to impeach the cabinet secretaries, all of them. Then the members of parliament can also impeach the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula and plus Gladys Shalay. So if it's a matter of impeachment, let them bring to everybody.
Yeah.
But if you want to look at it on the perspective of Ketu Waruguru, that William is a one-term president, then you ask yourself, what interest does Ketu Waruguru invoke here? Ketu Waruguru wants Rigiji to become president. The question is Rigiji an alternative? No. To me, Rigiji is not an alternative. Because Rigiji, why is that now he's telling us things like maybe which happened? Why could he speak by that time those things were happening? It means that time he was enjoying those goodies. Now when he has been doing goodies, it's like now leaking to the public what has been happening in that government. That still I will disagree with Ketu Waruguru. Not that I am supporting maybe impeachment but I was having of opinion that let us impeach everybody from president, deputy, CS, speakers, even members of parliament. We start afresh. That has been my point from the word go.
Okay, thank you.
But the issue of maybe Adani deal, they are trying to politicize it. That is very wrong because they ought to have admitted that they did something which is wrong. And look at William Ruto, his close allies, people like Kindiki, who they want to be deputy president. Kindiki is a professor of law. Murkomen is a lawyer and us masters in law. They understand what I'm saying, that this contract between Adani and the Republic of Kenya is inconsistent with the provisions of the law. It's inconsistent with our constitution. It is inconsistent with international laws. So there's no way they will lie to us that Kithure Kindiki is an alternative, and he was there as advisor of the president, never gave the president the right advice or Murkomen about the identity. So if he becomes the deputy president, he will still be micromanaged with William Ruto. So these people should just go home, all of them. Or if they are not, if they mean their words that they're impeaching Rigiji, because I don't see it coming,
Yeah.
maybe it can be politics.
Mhm.
If it is true that it is coming, let the people who are opposing this, people like Waruguru, let them file an impeachment against William Ruto. Let them not talk in the marketplaces. Let them prepare an impeachment against Ruto. Some of us members of public will support them. Let everybody go home. They let them know, because I don't think Rigiji is an alternative to us.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. Even Ani says that yes, kila mtu lazima aende. And you know, if you look at in keenly of what is taking place, and I was today I was listening to Senator from KC Onyonka, and Onyonka said, forget about impeachment. What has really happened here? It's about the deals. Somebody's eating, somebody's not eating, you know. Yeah. So it's all about the deals. And it also begs the question is that like we look at the people that we elect, especially the members of parliament, you know, that's also very critical because they're the people who are allowing such like deals to take place or such like contracts to take because like they are the custodian of the people, the representatives, those who should represent people. But you find like sometimes we elect some of the leaders based on what they are doing, not that we disrespect them. Maybe somebody was just uh, 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 a very good milk seller somewhere, and he used to help assist people. Then we just electing. But now, when you come to the deals or reading and understanding, you know, some of them, by the way, you know, if you take keen interest in some of the members of parliament, not of due of respect, some of them cannot read a statement. Yeah, they will just come and vote without even reading those laws. And what does it take? And that one reminds you, remember when they voted for finance bill? I think that one was the last one, the 2022-2023, when some members of, especially from central Kenya, ended up protesting to the KRA officials when they came to Nini. So I was asking, how then did you vote when now the KRA officials are doing their due diligence or something that you've passed in the parliament? Now they're coming to do what they're supposed to be doing, and now you're protesting. So it also speak a lot of people that we elect on our legislative. And Douglas keep going. Can Kate Waruguru get 1/3 of National Assembly MPs to approve impeachment of the president? That's the question. Can you answer that?
I never said that Waruguru should bring impeachment to I was saying,
Mhm,
rather than talking in the marketplaces, rather
mhm,
than talking in funerals or in churches, let them counter the impeachment in accordance with the law. Let them bring that impeachment to them. Whether you get a third or not, that is not a question of the day. The point is, because they are saying that the Ruto side want to impeach Rigiji, why can't they counter that impeachment of Rigiji? They impeach William Ruto. Because according to me, the Rigiji is the one who gave us William Ruto.
Yeah.
Rigiji is the one who campaigned for William Ruto in Mount Kenya. He made sure that he chased Raila out of Mount Kenya. Today, Rigiji is telling us that William Ruto betrayed him. So, why do we get into their fights? Remember, even people never wanted to vote for Uhuru Kenyatta 2013. Ruto gave us Uhuru Kenyatta. Then all of a sudden, Uhuru and Ruto were fighting.
Mhm.
Raila gave us Moi Kibaki in 2002. Kibaki Tosha. 2007, He was saying that Kibaki hajatosha. So these politicians, they just play mind games with us, and they see us there as they are maybe as stupid people. I don't know how they view the voters, because the same people who are saying Ruto must go,
Yeah.
or those who said Kibaki must go, were the
Mm.
same people who supported those people. They gave us those people. They campaigned for them vigorously, and they compliment about them to the public that the way Rigiji was saying Ruto is a saint. So today Ruto betrayed him. The point is very clear. Once their interest is not being served,
Yeah.
once their deals, they don't get contracts in this government,
Yeah.
once they don't get shares, the so-called shareholders, they will literally part ways. They will not be together. So that's why I was saying, let us not sympathize with Rigiji. I can see some people are sympathizing with him. They are going to Israelis. No, these people are the same. Rigiji is just crying like a baby. But the other day is the one who was campaigning for William Ruto in Mount Kenya. So what has happened within these 2 years?
Okay.
As people of this country, or as the electorates, let us be aware that we are on our own, and let us chart our own political path.
Okay. Thank you
Because
so
if
much.
we engage into the wars of these people,
Mhm.
we'll just fight amongst ourselves. Remember the 2007, 2008 post-election violence.
Yeah.
Kikuyus fought against Kalenjins, and later Kikuyus and Kalenjins, they joined in 2013, and they voted for Uhuru Kenyatta. So these are just rubbish games.
Okay. Thank you so much. And Annie is saying yes, she can. If opportunity present itself, why not? Nothing is constant. And as we look at the one-term president, as so many people have said, and we have the Gen Z, and the Gen Z was a new sheriff in town, and that's how it was being said. And they came in, and what they did was the accomplishment that they did was phenomenal. Nobody has ever done that, in the history of our country. Remember, Gen Z are the only generation that has made the president to experience his first defeat in the political field. Presidents have never been defeated in his politics since the Moi time to today. It's only during the Gen Z that he conceded the defeat that is there. It's only also the Gen Z that called protests that was very successful. That's only Raila Odinga has done. They're the only people who have called the holiday. And so many people are banking on the Gen Z, you know. And at the Gen Z too, we also have infight. Recently, you saw Morara, Kibaso, and the Masitarus going back and forth. Can the Kenyan people keep on having their hopes on the Gen Z for this if they're not giving them support?
You know, Gen Z's, the struggle was real and it was very genuine. But now, because there were many interests, it was infiltrated by goons, it was
Mhm.
infiltrated by politicians, it was hijacked. So there are many events which unfold, and there were people who are even being paid, people who are purporting to be vocal, people who are purporting to go to interviews, speaking on the behalf of Gen Zs. Some are being paid, so it attracts all kind of characters.
Mhm.
And now, me, I was in the midst, I was in the right, I was in the front of that Gen Z movement. So I understand how it was being organized on social media, on X Spaces, on
Mhm.
TikTok,
Mhm.
and how communication was being done. So from today, it's like it's not going anywhere, because people lost hope, because you find some of your colleagues were given money, some of politicians inflated your demonstration, goons are countering you people. So like some of us were afraid to, you can't face goons. The police were colliding with goons to fight you. Some people are jacked, they went with government, they formed broad-based government, they were given slots like CS for treasury, the energy. corporates, mining. Some people were kicked out of the government. So you see, there were many events unfold, and that spirit, I don't think that spirit is still there. It died, and so people like Marora are just moving across the country to maybe to provide civic education. Even if you look at Bunga la Wananchi, people like Kasmuel Makoure, they don't attract crowds the way they used to attract crowds during the demonstrations. So many interests were in that demonstrations to an extent that we lost what we were for. But we must say that the struggle was not in vain, because the president conceded, which is good for the first time in the history of this country. But even though the president conceded, so what we are saying as Gen Z, that no politician will use us. Rigathi Gachagua will not use us at his expense. Now he wants us to support him to remove Ruto, or Ruto wants us to support him to fight Rigiji. No, we are not going to get into their wars. We had our way that day, and our day will come. When our day will come, we will do what we will do. But for now, we will not get into any politician's wars that we take sides with Rigiji, with the Ruto, with Raila. No, we are on our own. The way they frustrated our movement, the way they betrayed us. So let them do their dealings, let them do their politics. But for us, we know our day will come, and when our day will come, we'll correct things in this country.
Okay, thank you so much. And let me take this opportunity to thank the following. Burning Spear, asante sana, karibu kwa show. Tuambie uko aje leo na uko aje, yani maisha iko aje na wewe. Egyptian Corner, thank you so much. How are you doing? Let us know how you're doing, and we will appreciate to know that. And what does that one speak about the state of politics, especially when it comes to national politics? Because when you come to the limelight, especially people, the Morara Kibaso and the rest who are doing civic education, and even today I saw, I think what yesterday, Kasmuel was kind of like trying to saying that there's nothing big about what happened between him and Osoro. And he's saying that he's still continuing with what he's doing. He's not coming for media anymore. So you can check on his online and see what he's doing. What does it say about the national politics, especially when you get to national politics? Um, what happens?
Brother Benson, maybe me when I'm speaking as someone who was in the front line
Yeah.
of that demonstration.
Mhm.
It's people like Kasmil Makor, maybe to you people they are new to you. Me, I
Yeah.
knew Kasmil Makor as long as when he was in Form 2.
Mhm.
Kasmil was in Maranda. We did KCSE the same year, though different schools.
Mhm.
Kasmil is worshiping at New Life SDA Church Nairobi. I too go to New Life SDA Church Nairobi. We are in the same class as youth. We discuss the same lesson. We know each other.
Mhm.
So if I tell that Kasmil, those who are opportunists, there were some opportunities. I know them. They can come to mainstream media social media to deny that they never had anything with sorrow.
Mhm.
Some of the Gen Zs, to be truthful, were
Yeah.
opportunists.
Mhm.
Let me tell you, Brother Benson, maybe you don't know. There are some people who don't they must confirm the M-Pesa statement. That's when they will come out for demonstrations. If
Yeah.
there's no M-Pesa statement, they will not come out from their houses. So you don't need to move with the wave. Sometimes you must be cautious, because
Mhm.
people like, I don't want to mention names, but some of the Gen Zs were were insiders. They were working for the state. That's a
Mhm.
fact.
Mhm.
We know each other. Maybe the older people do not know us, but as we meet, we know where we meet. We meet in many places. We meet in in clubs. We meet during the footballs. We meet where Gorma is playing versus FC Leopard. We meet in Bunga la Wananchi. We meet in church. So even this Saturday we are going to meet. So we know these people. Some of us were working for the state. So that's why I say there were many interests in this demonstration. That's why it never worked. So nationally,
Mhm.
I still have my stand that let us not get into these people's wars. Let us leave them alone, because they abandon us. at the hour of need. We need them to help us to correct things in this country, but they abandon us. Why do we are not that stupid that if they want to fight, so that they want to involve us, they want to put us in front of us, and who are being abducted? It is the youths who are being abducted, who are being killed. It is the youths who are being killed, who are nursing injuries. It is us who are nursing injuries. With them, they are very comfortable on top of their vehicles. They are very comfortable in their houses. In fact, they have securities. People like Rigiji, they are being guarded with the Reka squad, the elite squad. So there is no need. You want to put youths to demonstrate for you, to fight for you, for your own interests, and the same youth, you are going to dump them after elections. As for me and the like-minded people, we will not get into their war. We are going to chart our own political path with like-minded people. But for the older generation, let them do their politics their way. When our time comes, we'll correct things.
Okay, thank you so much my brother Linda Kanini, asante sana kwa kuungana na mimi na tunashukuru wewe. Tuambie uko wapi na maisha leo imekupeleka aje? Kip, habari gani kaka?
Nzuri sana ndugu.
Uko salama?
Uko salama. Naona unatambua Kiswahili. Tofauti ya kaka na ndugu ni gani?
Zote ziko sawa. Sasa italingana wewe uko unaielewa upande gani. Kama uko katika zile sehemu za Tanzania atakuwa utasema kakangu, ndugu yangu, na kuna pia ile ndugu yangu ya siasa. Hiyo sasa tutazungumziane, kwa sababu unapata hawa wanasiasa kila mara wanajiita mandugu, ndugu yangu. Ukisikia wakianza kujitana hivyo, jua mambo iko shwari, utofauti zao zimeisha. Asante sana kwa kukuja. Leo mada ya leo ni tunaangalia tu kisiasa tu, but tunaangalia kwa maneno ambayo labda yalisemwa na Kate Waruguru kuhusu kwamba rais atakuwa wa mhula moja tu, term yake ni moja tu, baada hii atakuwa anaenda nyumbani. Sasa wewe kwako vipi? Unaona kama hiyo kuna uwezekano?
Siwezi jua sana, lakini nikiangalia siasa zilizopita, we had one person who was saying Uhuru Kenyatta was one-term president. I think even there is one senator from the side of Kisii. He said Uhuru Kenyatta was something Kanchama. He said Uhuru Kenyatta will be a one-term president. But I was wondering when he was going for 2 terms through the votes of the people of Kenya. So I cannot exactly say William Ruto will be one-term president or second-term president. The people of Kenya are the ones to decide whether he will be one-term or he will be 2 terms president, or even he will be life president until death comes. They are the ones to decide if the constitution will be changed and he will rule until maybe 2097 or 3002. That is how according to them, how they will decide. So Kate Waruguru, she is trying to console herself because Rigiji is from the same region with her. So when he tells us that, she tells us that William Ruto is a one-term president, those are ahadi sila ziko, anapatia Rigiji ahadi zingine haziko. Kama ni kuwa one-term, wakuwe one-term wote wawili. Unajua saa hizi tukiangalia vile Kenya iko, we don't have to spare anything. We don't have to spare. I don't have to spare William Ruto because he's having the same surname like me. You don't have to spare Raila Odinga because he's having the same surname like Miguda, or the names are the second names come from the region. Yeah. These people, they are just there to make sure their stomachs are full, to make sure they have big lands whereby they cannot even see the end of it. They have to use a binoculars camera to check that they have the far end. Ooh, maybe somebody might be constructing a house at the end of it. A piece of land where you make a patrol using a car for the whole day. You see?
And they're Kenyans who are squatters.
That is what these people, they are after. And we are just here, sijui watu wetu tunaangamizwa, wasiguze mlima, wasifanye nini. Hizo zote ni kaya za Bunwasi na dhidi za kaka Sungura, kwa sababu we mwenyewe ndio unaenda kwako pale watoto wako wanakuuliza weka mesa, umeleta nini leo? Unaona, unasema nilikuwa nimeenda kutetea Rigiji asikuwa impeached. You can't. You have to go and work and you'll be taxed. You have to go and work using matatu. You have to come back. Even if you are not using matatu, you are using your own personal car. You are buying fuel, you are paying taxes. You take lunch somewhere, you are paying taxes.
But keep, because all these are happening in the glare of Kenyan people, and they're the people complaining. But when it comes to election, they are the same people that are doing this election. So what is happening now? What should they complain, or they can just keep on doing the voting the way they do, or what is happening?
For me, I don't see even the reason why Kenyans should complain. I'm gonna Gypsy Corner, I see you there, Honey. I see Silas Odhiambo there, Douglas Kabongo, and the others. We don't have to complain here. When it comes to the August, when we are voting, you are just going for your own person. But when we are in the platform like this, we are pretending to be that, we are suffering, Kenya is this, Kenya, blah, blah. While we have that chance ourselves to change the narrative by electing the person that we want, you see? So you see now, even this Samuel, somebody saying that you were schooling with him in Maranda. We have started fearing these people of Maranda. We have one of them who has been in Maranda. You came from Maranda. Now he's now he was supposed to be opposition, but he's in government. So when I heard somebody saying I was in school in Maranda, I'll start thinking, having a second thought, because we don't trust these people to deliver to our people. You see, are you saying Miguda? You people from Maranda, you are cheating on us, my friend.
No, I've said he was from Maranda, but we were from different school. Me, I was not from Maranda. I can't be from Maranda.
So Maranda, you see somebody saying it is a cult. Maranda is a cult. This is a cult. Those people who went to school in Maranda, I understand even they don't have certificates. So we are waiting for the AU position to ask for the academic documents. Then now we will see if we are qualified as Kenyan people to go for the same seat, or we are just making noise that, oh, Baba should be the chair, Baba should be that, Baba should be what. In real sense, people, let's have a meeting by yourself, wherever you are seated. Have yourself a meeting and ask yourself, where am I going wrong? Like for me, in my region, or in my home, just my home with my parents and my brothers and sisters, before we go and vote, we have discussed that one after supper, that who are we voting for? As a family, who are we voting for? We are going now tomorrow to vote. Or even 1 week before. It is a topic of the whole family, and we will be having opposition, of course. We have those support the government, we have those who support blah blah, who support who and who. But at the end of it, we will have one leader that the family will say that let's vote for this person. So the same scenario that we are doing as a family, even you yourself as a person, you should be asking yourself when you are free, this coming election, who should I vote for? And why am I voting for this person? You see? Note that Kipchirchir is from my village. Huyu anapiga Kipchirchir, huyu nitamngoa. Mimi ndio ndamngoa. Who are you telling us? You are a speaker, in fact, a deputy speaker, and you are saying you are giving out a motion to impeach the deputy president. Where is it in the constitution?
That tells you how low we've become, because it is a threat. You don't the leaders that we have, they don't even respect the offices that they have. You know, if our old deputy speaker would do that, and to make the matters worse, people in the background were clapping and they were very happy about it. You know,
imagine those are the agencies of that area. They are the same people who are coming to the street to cheat us that, oh, Ruto must go. Ruto must go. Huh? And they are there again telling us the opposite part of it. Huh? Of all the people, a woman just, even Gladys Poshole for herself, even where she is now, she knows that what she said is not worthy for her woman in in my community. She was not supposed to say that. She's not the one to say so. Amelewa hiyo uongozi wa kuwa deputy speaker, na hiyo ulevi yake hiyo. In fact, hata hiyo position ya women, it's only that it is divine in the constitution. Otherwise, that one is another cult. It is another cult. So the host, Brother Benson and
Yes.
Miguda, we have a problem. We have a problem that, William Ruto, when he promised us free Wi-Fi, what if, listen now, what if we had this free Wi-Fi when Gen Zs are coming? The Gen Zs come by themselves because of their bundles.
Yeah.
What if the Wi-Fi was free? Kenya could be where now? Now we could be in a military state waiting for the next election. If all the country was to be on our free Wi-Fi. So the story of Wi-Fi now is another story. It cannot even be thought about it anymore. We cannot agree on that.
So Mr. Kip, let me ask you, because there's a point whereby as a human being, you have a conscience, and your conscience will tell you that this is right and this is wrong. Especially when you come to the Adani deal, and which is currently being discussed in the public domain. We agree that our airport need upgrading. Yes, that is something that we agree, and it need modernization due to the fact that majority of countries are modernizing their airport. But when it comes a deal, even you know that this deal, what we are getting is this is a raw deal. But as a representative of the state, you still go ahead and do it. In such a situation, what do we take that leadership for?
You see, Benson.
Yeah.
We don't deny. We don't deny that our airport needs a lot of expansion.
Yeah.
We agree on that. But the way you are bringing in that contractor or that person who is coming to manage the airport, to run the businesses of the airport, is not transparent. That is our complaint. That is the reason why we say your airport in Mauswa. But when you are doing that, you have not made an advertisement, and you invite the best bidder to come and bid for this management of the airport. You are just saying, if it is not Adani, it must be Adani.
Yeah.
Why is that? What your conscience, as you have said, what is your conscience telling you when you force our people that if not Adani, it must be? Like some of us from where we are, this country, they have 16 runways. In Kenya, it's only
one.
There's no even an emergency runway. The only emergency thing they have is sile magari za moto siko pale mbele huko. So that in case ikiran alafu anything, sile magari sasa ndio sitawanyunyiza maji, irrigation. Tawafanyia irrigation hapo mbele. Msichomeke. So in reality, we need expansion of the airport. But why don't we do the honorable thing and bid the thing to the best people in our country? Why are we, our people? You had even the other day, Professor Akola saying that here, even I had to go out of the country because no one can give me a job in Kenya. Even some of the people, even you saw on the comment section, there is one person who is working in America said he is the best person working as an engineer in America, in fact, airport, but in Kenya he cannot get that job because of why? Godfather thing. Godfather things is the one killing our country. Now they are meandering in Haiti. They are saying they have done the best. Even the leader of those goons who has been disturbing people in Haiti wants to be a pastor. He says that these Kenyan people, they are very bad, which is okay. I don't know. But Mugema akisifiwa, mimi naona tembo ikitia tu kwa maji. Na hawa wataanza kuitisha hongo. Na wale sasa utaitisha aje hongo.
Unajua, there's something that you've said about if it is not Adani, it's still Adani. But that is what usually happens. Remember with the finance bill, it was a finance bill. If not finance bill, it's finance bill. look at what even happened with the migrating from NHIF to SHIFT, you know, despite the fact that NHIF, it had its own challenges, but there was a room for improvement. Because if you look at now the contract that has been given, the government will be giving out money for those companies, including even Safaricom, you know, on that deal. But in the NHIF, it was a state, it was a parastatal whereby the government was paying the employees. So how then do we see on how we can maximize our profit and minimize our losses? But it is the opposite. Yeah, it is the opposite. Now,
there is no losses in Kenya. Let me tell you that there is no losses. Losses in Kenya is the one that we are creating for somebody to take it, and we call it a loss. You understand?
That's what I'm talking about.
There is somebody who was a minister for finance some days back, and then he told us that it is a typing computer error
of
when he was buying the Passats and all whatever. See, but we are just forced to believe that it is an error and nothing else. We have to accept that. So let me tell you, Benson, that there is nothing like a loss in Kenya. Even you saw JKIA is making 18 million in a day.
Yeah.
If not 18 million, why are they telling us that during the mandamano of the employers in JKIA? Did you hear what they said? They lost how much in one single day?
How much did they?
18 million in one day. Where is that money going? 18 million. Tomorrow is 36. The next day is 51. Hey. Where is that money going? And we have parastatal like mafuta oil, KPC something.
Kenya Pipeline.
Kenya Pipeline, we have tourism. Hiyo inaingiza pesa vizuri sana. I've been in KWS hapo nje. Kiangalia tu vile inaingia na pale kuingia kwa park. Pesa zile zinaingia pale, wacha tu. Hatujui zinaenda wapi. And let me tell you, there is nothing that we can say we have to renovate the national park. What are we renovating there? Where is the money going? So wengine aliniambia jikase bro, jikase upate pesa ndio watoto wako wasikue na wivu kama wewe. Yaani ile wivu ya kuongea unaitisha mbona hii ifanyika. Wanaona mimi niko na wivu wao wakichukua. Unaona?
Na sasa hizi zote unajua tunazungumza na si vitu ambazo tunaweza sema kwamba ni ziko siri, ziko katika public domain, the public knows them, everybody knows that, but when it comes to voting we still do the same mistake and complain.
It is because you remember even the day, someday there was public education kitambo sana when I was still young. Wakati wa Moi kuna public participation, wanaenda social hall wanafundisha jinsi ya vote. Unaenda unaweka tick, hii usipoweka tick hii itakuwa wasted. We don't have that participation of public to say that how can we vote? Which person can we vote for? In fact, hata sasa tukiwa na hiyo grouping ya participation, tunaitwa tunataka kupendua serikali. Tia gas ndio hizo. Like you remember the other day, Bonigal when they were having their meeting in huko kwake huko Kakamega. Ilibidi wakuwe disperse kwa sababu they are told mnafanya mkutano isiyo halali. Na unajua ni boma ya mtu.
Na unajua hiyo ni kama nakumbuka tukiwa kwa high school. Prefect aona watu watatu umesimama. Nyinyi mnataka kuchoma shule.
Ndio hiyo sasa hata wa Moi, you cannot be allowed to be like more than 2 people. Mnasimama. Hiyo Kamukunji ilikuwa inaitwa Kamukunji. Hiyo Kamukunji mnapanga ni nini?
So inamaanisha bado tuko na ile fikiria za wakoloni. Hatujakuwa huru
vipi. Inaitwa divide and rule. Kawanya hao wasikutane na uongoze. This is the reason why now Baba is coming in to help the brother. Watu divide kando na wanaturudi.
Kwa sababu
wapi opposition leaders na opposition members wale tuliokuanga nayo kwa platform. Wako wapi? Hata ukienda ACT pale siku hizi ni kupembeleza watu waingie. But before elections
watu walikuwa wengi,
hata kuingia kwanza kwa show peke yako kupata chance
ilikuwa ni ngumu.
ilikuwa ni ngori, lakini saa hii unaingia unatoka vile unataka, unaingia unatoka vile unataka.
Na pia nilikuwa naona wakati tulikuwa kwa those forums, unajua kulikuwa na utaratibu kuwa usipoongea maneno huwezi kuwa na any kind of like divided opinion, or you have to support what is being said. If you go against what is being said, then you have to get out of the studio.
That is the reason why, Brother Benson, you have your platform now, this platform now. Those are the things that made this platform of yours to be here. Because the behavior and how we were mistreated on those platforms, until some people, they even change their names. Me, I didn't change my name. I just remain, you remember me, I remain like that, and I'll be like that. I cannot shy off because I'm a Kalenjin, I can't. Even from my accent, and I change my name to be like Odhiambo or Kamau, wherever. The accent will just speak by itself. You see?
Okay. So
let's do the thing, the honorable thing to the people of Kenya, say that in future tusikuwe na ile uoga ama ile kuaibika kuingia kwa platform kama saa hizi ile wengine hawaingii. Mimi nilikuwa na support William Ruto na hiyo I cannot show, lakini hata wewe ulisikia kitu ile alikuwa anaongea, ilikuwa the deal was good, but we didn't come to ask ourselves when the deal is good, think twice.
If you look at what has really happened based on what the way the president was talking then during the campaigns and the way he has been in the government, and if you compare with what the Right Honorable Prime Minister was saying, do you think if the Right Honorable Prime Minister was given a chance, there could be a change that could have come with it?
I think I foresee a situation whereby if Raila was to be given a chance, even maybe only 5 years, I can see you see all the way how the government of Moi was. Moi took a lot of care when it comes to food in Kenya. He took a very great care because alijua hapa watu wasiposhiba italeta shida. And I know from Raila Odinga the side of agriculture angechunga hapo sana. Angalia hapo sana. And even these industries, the industries could be surviving right now. As you know, how many industries are dead in Kisumu? So many of them. Kikomi, Kenya Brewery, we have Miwani Sugar there. It's not existing.
You know, talking about Kikomi, by the way, it's just like sometimes even the people from Kisumu, we just forget. We are so much into the politics of who becomes who, but when it comes to economic generating issues, we are not into it. Kikomi has been there for so long. It's just lying down. I don't think whether the machines right now are working. Talk of Kenya breweries, we have Miwani, we have Temelil, we have like Miwani, Temelil, Muhoroni. Yeah,
those are the older generation ones.
Yeah, older
Sony, I think Sony Sugar came just the other day.
Yeah, but Sony Sugar was serving the South Nyanza, those parts, you know. But it's always been like election. But when it comes to economic empowerment, it is not doing well. Because there was a time I was reasoning with one of the stakeholders, and I was saying that how can we make Kisumu to become economic hub? Because if you look at the major counties of Kisumu, all of them are touching the lake. Yeah, all of them. Come to Siaya, come to Kisumu, come to Migori, come to Homa Bay. They all are fronting the lake, but they do not have even fish project that is taking place, like where you can process the load being taken and being processed in Thika. That is one. When you come to Homa Bay has the best one. They produce pineapple in a place called Dolari. Very, very well. Yeah, that is there. Come again to Kabondo. They produce the potatoes in a large scale. And if you visit some of these foreign countries, and go to the stores or the supermarket, you see how much they are selling those potatoes, only one. Does it mean that our leaders cannot negotiate in a way to export this thing to foreign countries so that people can get money? Or somebody just decided?
You know, Brother Benson, even you are not going far. You are going far. Why should we export? Why don't they make an industry and process these things and they put in a box, this box to be juice for our people, and they put a lower price because they are processed from there. They put just a mini market for our people to buy. The others can be exported. You know, it's only the knowledge, and it's not that we don't have knowledge. We have the best knowledge, the best. But this knowledge I need. Nataka tu peke yangu. I want to benefit by myself. I don't want any other person. You see, I don't want Benson to benefit. I don't want Miguda to benefit from my knowledge. Especially when I see this one, I can do 1 to 3 things and I make money. It's only for me and my family. I see there's something, a comment from Annie there that he has seen a photo of this Adani person and US, whatever. This thing that is happening in Benson is coming from US. And this person should retire and go home. And I thank God because he's not going for the second term. This Biden. All these problems we have in Kenya is because of this Biden. I thank God because also Trump is not in good terms with our government. So he has the Joe Biden should go. And we bring back everything to the normalcy. And the people of Kenya and the leaders work to the people of Kenya. Like, for example, you remember the other day, we had a conference call here with the governor for your Singishu. He called me. So now, because now you are on my campaign online team, what can I do thereafter? I tell Kutumoja, it's Kutumoja. I tell Kutumoja this way, you see what? We have Rivertex. Rivertex is a dying thing, and it is a product of the government of Kenya, like a parastatal. Do this. Make sure when you take over this country, this county, open another textile industry. Just even if you have like 10 machines or 20 of them, 10, and employ the vijana pale to compete with the other one for the government. This one could be the private, but for county government.
County government.
To compete with the other one. And you will see, there will be a lot of performance. Rivertex will say, now that we have another sister has been open there, we have to work hard. Now you will be working hard to make sure that it beats the other one because it's new. And many other industries that are there that we tell him, make sure you make even this passion fruit. We have the government lands there. Make sure you till these lands, put passion fruits, have the industry, process these passion fruits, put in some boxes, sell to the people and make money. And these lands, you have employed again the youth. Wako kazi. Hii juice ikiuzwa, wanapata pale pesa. Hata kuna mwenye anakuja ananunua fruits bila kuwa processed. So when we tell these people to do that, but when they arrive there, wanalewa nini kwa uongozi. Hata simu kuchukua hivyo wachukua.
Inakuwa ni shida.
Okay,
Mr. Kip, naona kama muda wetu imeyoyoma. Mimi kwanza kabisa ningependa kukushukuru sana kukuja kufanya kipindi na sisi. Na tunashukuru. And what we need to have here, I think that we need to have a conversation of that civic education and trying to tackle this so that at least, because one thing that usually happens when your country thrives, you as a person, you will thrive, especially for those who are in diaspora. Don't think like you are off the hook. Like you say, okay, I'm in diaspora, mimi sijali na mambo ya Kenya. Remember, your family is there. Remember, at one time you want to invest home, and at one point, there's no good place like home. Home is usually the best place to be at. Whether bad or good, that's where you usually find your real love. Yeah. Even if you're in diaspora, at some point, you will go back home. Hivyo ndio kitambo tulikuwa tunakumbushwa kitambo sana sana. Ukikumbuka ukiwa mgonjwa sana na ukiwa Nairobi, mamaka atasema bana, we mtoto wangu kuja nyumbani. Ingawaje hawezi kukupeleka nyumbani, like hawezi kukupeleka hospitali, lakini anakuambia ukuje nyumbani kwa sababu unakuja nyumbani kwa sababu atakuonesha mapenzi ya mama. na hata kama utakuwa unagonjeka, lakini that love support for the parent will always be there, and that's the same thing. Yeah, even if you're in diaspora, Kenya is your home. Wacha nitumie Kenya ni home, nisipelekwe mahali like
Kenya ni home. Maybe again, Brother Benson, before you go,
yeah.
there is this comment from Gypsy Corner that somebody is buying groceries from home Kenya and take through another country.
Yeah.
Even in my room here now, my neighbor here is from another country.
Yeah.
So some things has to go to Uganda,
yeah,
and then to where we are.
Yeah.
A container can go from this country to Nairobi,
Yeah.
to Nairobi through Mombasa, but it comes back empty because of the customs idiotic behaviors that are there.
Yeah.
You see now, there is no way that Kenya money can be circulating if we put very tough rules. That even going to heaven is better than putting some things in a container to come to where we are. Thank you, Benson. Maybe some other time. I'm going somewhere. Some wazes are calling me somewhere. I don't know what they want to tell me.
Okay, thank you so much, Kip, for coming in to the show and sharing with us and at least educating some of us. You know, it is quite a pleasure to have you on the show. And thank you so much. May God bless you. And we meet next time. Thank you so much. Miguda, what is your take? Maybe one or two?
I wanted to say something here. You know, I want to put facts to our viewers. Me, I was not in Maranda. I've said that Kasmuel was in Maranda. I was from another school, but Kasmuel is my age mate. We sat the same KCSE the same year. We worship the same church, so we know each other. That's a fact. Number two, Douglas Kibogong is asking me that who are the Gen Z coordinators. So I don't know, is he spying to who? Me, I don't know any leader of Gen Z. Gen Z were leaderless. I'm a Gen Z by default. That's what I know.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miguda. Before we wind up, let me take this opportunity to thank everyone on the comment section. And we really, really, really appreciate you more than you can imagine. You are so special to this channel. And let's keep on having a conversation that might change everything that we do. As I said earlier, and Egyptian Corner to say that we are all hooked up. Don't even imagine that wewe uko diaspora ama wewe uko mali ambapo uko Kenya. Kenya ni home. At one point, you will go back home. So always try to make it upon. Be a good ambassador of your country. Yeah. Be a civic teacher. Have a conversation with the parents back at home. Tell them these are the changes that we want. Yeah. This is the kind of leadership that we want. If we lay down the points and the kind of leadership that we want and the character traits of each and every leader. So each and every time we line those leaders who are running and we look at what we've laid down and we disqualify them on what they offer, then we shall have a good country. But if we continue to play the tribal politics, the tribal kings, that our king, our area, nini na nini, itakuwa ni vigumu sana sisi kupata nchi ambayo sisi tunatarajia, kwa sababu wale wamekuwa katika uongozini hata saizi ambapo tunazungumza na nyinyi ni wale ambao sisi tumezaliwa tukasikia tukapata majina zao ziko katika siasa. Yeah? Kama kuna mabadiliko ambao wataleta, sidhani, kwa sababu kwa miaka 40 kama umekuwa kwa siasa na kuleta mabadiliko imekushinda, tunaona tu mabadiliko inafanyika tu kwako wewe mwenyewe na mafamilia yako, ndio tunaona mabadiliko, wanaendesha magari makubwa, wanaenda kusoma kwa mashule ambao ni za ghali sana. Lakini wale ambao wanakuzunguka wako tu hivyo. Na unasema unataka kuleta mabadiliko. So mabadiliko haiwezi letwa na viongozi ambao wamekaa katika uongozi kwa muda mrefu. Mabadiliko italetwa na sisi wenyewe. Tutaamua tunataka uongozi gani. Kama tunataka uongozi bora ambao inasikiliza maono ya wananchi, uongozi ambao itakuwa inafanya madawa ziko kwa hospitalini, uongozi ambao itafanya watu waende shule, uongozi ambayo itafanya kila mtu atakuwa ako sawa mbele ya sheria, basi hiyo mabadiliko itakuja kutokea kwako. Haitakuja kutoka kwa kiongozi ambao sisi rais wetu ambao tuko naye saizi. Haezi leta mabadiliko. Haitatoka kwa the right honorable prime minister. Haitatoka huko. Ni wewe mwenyewe tutaamua, na uamuzi wao utakao kuleta ni ile wewe kupiga kura. Uamuzi mzuri ndio hiyo. Lazima upige kura kwa viongozi ambao wanafaa. Miguda, asante sana kukuwa na mimi kwa kipindi. Kama uko na jambo la mwisho la kusema before tufunge.
I'll just like to tell our viewers we are very grateful. And to answer Jeff Second, that Kevin Obura is very well. I've talked to him. He's just held up somewhere, but you will see him sometimes, maybe today or tomorrow. To our viewers, we are very grateful. Thank you for tuning in. This is Brother Benson Media. For those who are watching us for the first time, subscribe. You can share, you can comment, you can like, you can give us thumbs up. For those who give us thumbs down also, and also for the people who can join conversations, sometimes we usually let the link of the comments so you can join the conversation. Bye.
Okay, thank you so much, Miguda. Gibson Corner, Marco Bura is well, he's doing fine, is due to the nature of his work, sometimes to balance is is ni mchapakazi, saa zingine shughuli tu za kazi, lakini hako buheri wa afya. Tumezungumza na yeye hata before tukuje kwa show, and Miguda pia tuko na yeye hapa. So niliwaambia Miguda pia ni mwanasheria, so sisi tuko gangari hapa. So asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki. If you are new here in our channel, please be part of the conversation and be part of the family. May God bless you all. May God bless you again. See you tomorrow, same place, same time, same guest. Thank you so much.